It's no secret, recently I've been through a lot when it comes to the UFC. I was so close to giving it all up. I mean, seeing what happened to Charles, it was hard. It was very, very difficult. I think that sometimes as humans, when certain things become too important to us, we sort of obsess over the fact that we want control over the outcome of the situation. And I think that, obviously the truth is, you don't have control over every outcome. And I think coming to terms with that and accepting that is a big part of healing. And I think that I've been working on that, and I think it's really been helping my healing a lot. That and opiates. Opiates have also been, it's sort of been the two pathways I've been going down in terms of trying to get back to normal. And you know what? I must say, the opiates are great. I'm surprised it's not more of a common option for people in the same situation as me. I mean, a little bit of Valium, a little bit of codeine, a little bit of Adderall here or there, and it's like I feel great. You know what I mean? Like I'm back to normal. Like there are zero complaints on my side now. Like everything's great. That was until the news dropped. And it's funny because, we knew this fight was coming. There was no secret. There was no debate. Yet somehow I wasn't any more ready for this announcement. Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev 2. Look, God, I don't know what it is about these Brazilian fighters, but they sure know how to tug on the heartstrings, to say the least. And that is exactly how I feel. I mean, I am very attached to Alex Pereira, and I was so scared and so mortified going into their last fight. I mean, God, the mental imagery of Alex getting humped for all 5 rounds by Ank to lose the belt was too much for me. Thankfully, that's not what happened, but it was still pretty bad. I mean, look, there's no hiding from this fact anymore. Ankalaev is fucking elite. This was something the MMA community for the longest time just didn't want to accept. But his grappling is very, very good. His striking is very, very good. He's the best boxer in the entire division. I mean, it is a staple of the Dagestanis to just be fucking technicians. That he's just so goddamn technical. And to me, the distance management is what is so impressive about him. I mean, he's constantly standing just outside of punching range while still pressuring you. Of course, he's baiting you into overextending against him so he can slip on the inside and light you up. I mean, he's a counterpuncher to the max. But again, it's so difficult to deal with because he's ridiculously quick, and again, he's always just outside of range, right where he's safe. And this is something that Alex really struggled with. Though, of course, with that being said, I think that Alex, based on what we saw in that last fight, I think he is so capable of winning this one. I mean, of course, right? Alex Pereira was definitely worried about the takedown threat of Magomed Ankalaev, but, I mean, fuck, the takedown defense looked pretty fucking phenomenal. I mean, there were moments in their last fight where Ankalaev was beating him to the hips, getting deep on these shots, and Alex's takedown defense looked absolutely phenomenal. And, of course, right, there are a lot of people to this day that still view Alex like he doesn't know how to wrestle. He literally just doesn't know how to. It's horse shit at this point. Alex Pereira is decently well-rounded. I mean, that fucking foot sweep that he hit on Ankalaev was spectacular. I mean, being able to trust his takedown defense more in the rematch is definitely going to help him. But again, to me, that wasn't what was making him so tentative. What was making Alex so tentative was, again, the distance management and the speed of Ankalaev. When he closes the distance with you, it's a fucking problem. Of course, though, lucky for Alex, he should, on paper, have the perfect style and ability to sort of negate a lot of these advantages. Because Alex's main tools on the feet does not require him to overextend at all. In theory, he's going to hang back, he's going to spam the calf kicks, and he's going to look to time the jab as Ankalaev tries to close the distance. When you go back to Ankalaev's last fight before Alex Pereira, it was against Rakic, and Rakic kept making the mistake of really trying to sit down on right hands, and then Ankalaev was just seeing every single one coming, slipping, getting on the inside, and it just wasn't working for him. But where he was finding the most success was just looking to land the leg kick and just looking to time the jab. I mean, in theory, this would have been the perfect approach for Alex Pereira, but he did not capitalize on this. I mean, look, he landed a ton of calf kicks throughout the fight. And I remember immediately after the fight, a good amount of people were like, wow, the calf kicks just weren't working. I don't know what went wrong. I mean, that's definitely not true. I mean, just go back and rewatch Ankalaev walking out of the octagon after. He was limping on his way out. I mean, the calf kicks were definitely working, but obviously you're not going to expect a calf kick TKO. There needs to be something else on top of that. And again, that is kind of where Alex failed. I mean, you look at this sequence right here. Ankalaev is pressuring Alex. This is the moment we're talking about. He is within arm's reach. The only thing Pereira should be doing right here is jabbing. That is the only thing he should be doing. But instead, Alex almost sort of feints a knee that never came and then switched stances and just didn't do anything right in front of Ankalaev. So Ankalaev steps in and fucking cracks him badly. And so because Pereira was not punishing Ankalaev closing the distance at all, he just kept coming, and Pereira just kept backing up the entire time. And essentially almost the whole fight, he was just on the back foot. And if you go back and listen in between rounds, Pereira's corner kept telling him that this is exactly what he needed to do, was that he needed to time the jab off of Ankalaev's pressure, but he just wasn't finding it. So, I mean, look, with all of this being said, why is there still hope for Alex Pereira, you may ask? I mean, he did it fucking perfectly round 5. Round 5 was everything we needed and more. Right here, Ankalaev is trying to close the distance. He feints the knee, and again, the whole fight prior to this, we were watching Alex just evade the whole time. Well, this time, he steps in and fucking cracks him with a jab, and this was a goddamn power jab right here. I mean, this was one of those shots that made Joe Rogan in the moment go, oh! For whatever that's worth, I guess. And you go back throughout the entire fight, the opportunity to do this, to at least try to do it, was there, but Alex just wasn't taking it. But of course, what you just cannot forget is that, to me, the reason why Pereira was so tentative, it was the speed advantage. We go back to earlier in the fight, the first sequence where Pereira got rocked. Pereira himself here is trying to pressure. Ankalaev steps in. And look, Pereira's not even reacting yet. That is how quick Ankalaev entered into the pocket. He's not ready for this at all. I mean, there wasn't even really a setup for it, but look, Alex isn't reacting. He gets tagged cleanly. I mean, you look at this sequence right here. Pereira's going to a straight shot to the body. Ankalaev blocks it with his elbow beautifully, counters right over the top. I mean, God, Ankalaev, he just is that good. I mean, look, it's a staple of the Dagestanis to be technical as all holy hell. He's that, and he is legitimately quick, and he's fast, and his boxing is a problem. But I still think there are a lot of adjustments Pereira still needs to make. I think one of the biggest ones is, again, because Ankalaev, again, is looking to pressure you while staying just outside of punching range, this leaves him essentially always within kicking range. I mean, that is where he lives. And because he's a southpaw, Pereira should be looking to target body and head kicks off of his back leg far, far more than he was doing. I mean, Pereira did in the last fight have one moment where he threw a head kick right off of his calf kick, and Ankalaev got his hand up just in time, but it still dazed him just a little bit. So this is something that he's going to need to target more, but of course, the reason why he really wasn't targeting it was because Ankalaev, again, was constantly pressuring and constantly putting Alex on the back foot. If you're on your bike moving the entire time, it's going to be almost impossible to plant and throw kicks effectively. But again, if Pereira can make him run into the jab, he's not going to need to be constantly backing up the same way. Like, I really think based on how Ankalaev approached the last fight and based on how he approaches almost every fight, God, this has to be the approach for Alex. His corner was telling him to do this. It's up to him to capitalize. Of course, though, with all of this being said, I think that Ankalaev can also make some very key adjustments. I think the big one, he was very double leg heavy in this matchup. And, again, the takedown defense for Alex was great. And, Ankalaev was timing a lot of these takedowns really well, like off of Alex's lead hook right here. He gets his hands locked. He beats Alex to the hips, but Alex was doing such a good job getting the lock, again, over the hips, defending the shot. But historically, single legs is where Alex struggles more than anything else. When you can pick up the single leg, start running the pipe and off balancing him is, again, where historically he seems to struggle with. And if I'm Ankalaev, I'm going to look to target the single leg far more than the double. Everybody talks about how physically strong Pereira feels, and obviously him weighing 247 pounds right there is not going to help. Trying to double leg him is going to be difficult. I think singles is where you're going to have to go, and if he can start taking Alex down more consistently, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a lot harder for Alex because that's gonna make him even more tentative, which is gonna open up Ankalaev's pressure even more. And then all of a sudden we're fucked. Okay, we're fucked, and I don't know if I can deal with it. I gotta be honest with you. Again, it's just I feel like everywhere I turn in the UFC, all of my heroes are getting fucking annihilated, and again, I do believe truly Alex Pereira is very capable of winning this matchup, but Magomed Ankalaev, to me, he might just be the best light heavyweight we've ever seen. Again, there are no holes in his game. He's so quick. He's so fast. I think either guy can theoretically make adjustments here. But God, I'm praying with all my heart and soul that Alex can pull it off.